gang, Ben Semish here, back with another Adobe Premiere tutorial. Today we're talking about slowing footage down. So, I recently shot some dancers doing pilot performances for a new performance idea they have. They get in a truck, they drive to your house, they dance on the front lawn, it's socially distanced, then they get back on the truck, drive away. It's really cool. It's called The Moving Truck. You can follow the project at The Moving Truck Dance on Instagram. Give it a look. You see some of my photos, some of my video. Very cool. Anyway, back to the show. There's two ways that we can slow down footage. We can slow down the entire clip, or we can do what's called time remapping, where we can find a point that we want to slow down, and we can go right there, slow that down right there. So, since this is kind of a beginner tutorial, I want to spell some stuff out. First of all, there's two ways that cameras can record slow motion. They can either record at a high frame rate, or they can record at a high frame rate and conform it down to the playback frame rate. So, for example, like my big FS7 can shoot up to 180 frames per second, and then it can tell it, play this back at 24 frames per second, so the clip will always be in slow motion when you import it into your editor. Other cameras, like my 5D Mark IV, will shoot at 60 frames and give you a 60 frame file. That's the case today. We have 60 frames per second. So if you import this footage, Premiere will automatically think, hey, you want to be in 60 frames. So what you'll need to do is go into sequence settings, and tell it that you want to be at 24 frames per second, or more specifically 23,976. I don't know why it wants that, it just does. There's probably a reason. I'm not smart enough, I'm not that big of a nerd. Anyway, on to slowing down footage. So, once we have our sequence set, we have our thing that we want to slow down. We have this dancer here, her name's Gail. She's very lovely, very great at dancing, very graceful. Let's slow it down. So what we can do is we can right click, we can do speed duration. Since we shot at 60 frames and we're on a 24 frame timeline, math tells us that we can slow it down to 40%. Now you can get away with slowing it down a little more than that if you want, especially if it's only on the screen for like a second or two. But if you slow it down more than that and you let the clip play long, it's gonna kind of be choppy. So stay at 40% for most things. And now the whole clip is in slow motion. We have these cool hair swishies, and we can see how the focus maybe is not great. I don't know, I'm playing back at a quarter speed, so this plays back good. So the other way we can slow things down is we can find a point we like, and we can just slow down that specific point. So to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna zoom into the clip here, and you see this little FX box? It's easy to miss, it's very small. We're gonna right click that, time remapping, speed. And that's gonna give us this line. That line is our speed line. If we drag it up, the clip goes faster. If we drag it down, the clip goes slower. So we can go to 40%, we don't want that. Let's go back to 100% because we want the clip to play back at 24 frames. We just want to find our cool part, which is right here. I already made a marker for it. Here's the part we're gonna slow down, little hair flip. Let's rewind it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit Control, and you see how the mouse icon there changed to a little plus sign? And we're gonna click there at the in point where we want it to start slowing down, and we're gonna click here about the out point. Now, what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow us to drag down just this part that we wanted to slow down. So let's go drag it down to, there's 39%. And now the clip plays like this. Slow motion, snaps back to fast. Now, what you can also do is you can take it one step further, and you could do a time ramp, so you can kind of go slowly into the part you wanted. So let's go down here, let's zoom back into the clip. You see this little marker that we got? We can actually split this marker apart by just grabbing a piece of it and dragging it, and you see how it kind of split apart, and now we have a little ramp. So we can kind of split it even more, and then we can drag this down just to get just a little more to get this little, the hair flip. Boom, you see how it played back kind of choppy there? That was probably too slow. So let's go, let's say 35. And then let's grab this guy. We want the whole thing. Should just kind of abruptly come back out. So it's just a quick dip into slow motion for that hair flip. Snap back to reality. Cool. So there you go, you can kind of finesse it from there. You don't need to see me fill in with this for 5 minutes to get it perfect. You're smart folks, I have faith in you. You'll figure this out. And if you're smart folks, you subscribe to this channel, you hit the like button, you leave a comment, because all those things help me out. And if you help me out, I can keep helping you out. And that's really all there is to it. Thank you for watching. See you next week.